Blessings and welcome, my sisters and brothers. I am Robert, your humble host of the Law of One. Today we have a wonderful channeling session from LL Research, June 28th, 1981, and it talks about, "We have spoken to you very often, my friends, about how love can be realized and manifested between yourself and the other persons who are your fellow travelers in this your life experience at this time. Tonight we would like to say a few words about love, the original thought, and how you may manifest and realize this in relation to the world of things. Each of you has been taught by those who mean very well that is a good and proper thing for people to gather about them an amount of useful or decorative items, what you would call your furniture, your clothing, your transport, and many other items with which you may decorate your domicile or use in your daily life. And each of you has, to some extent, performed and manifest this understanding, that it is good to have these things. When one begins to tread in an earnest manner the path of the pilgrim, one becomes immediately aware that there is too much emphasis placed upon things, and there is, in many cases, a great reaction against things, as if things were intrinsically not spiritual or conductive to spirituality. You, my friends, are one portion of the original thought. The first thing which you possess is your physical vehicle. The important entity is yourself. But without this vehicle, you would not be manifested in this density. Therefore, this vehicle has a justification and deserves appropriate, loving care. So it is, my friends, with your possessions. If you are able, as part of the original thought, to view your things as those things invested by you with love, you are then able to create in them the vibration of peace, harmony, love, and light, which will touch all who come within the vicinity of your possessions. Perhaps you have experienced entering the domicile of one whose heart is sincere and whose mind is placed upon the will of the Creator. In that place, each thing seems comforting and comfortable, and there is an atmosphere which is exuded from the very walls. It is in this light that you may observe your relationship to your possessions. In and of themselves, they have no importance. If within you there is a love of them greater than the love of the Creator, they are an unfortunate influence upon your spiritual path. If you may imbue your possessions with love while remaining unattached to them, it does not matter what the amount of your possessions may be, for through them, as through everything else in the radiant being, you are being of service. I am Hatonn, and I greet you again, my brothers and sisters, in the love and in the light of our Creator. My sisters and brothers, is it not strange that we, who are on a path of development, seem to spend so much time combating the path with all of our skill and daring? We use those tools which have been provided for our advancement to prevent that very act. Our minds, the complex and infinitely wonderful tool that we have created to serve our needs in the embodied state, have become the master instead of the servant, and must be constantly subdued in order to even set foot on the path, much less advance upon it. My brothers and sisters, the choice is ours. We have made what we have made, and only we can undo that which, with more wisdom, we would have not made. Each of you, my brothers and sisters, must experience again and again a very individualized Armageddon, an end of the world, for it is in ending your personal world, your concepts, your treasures, the physical illusion to which you so dramatically cling. In the ending of all this, my brothers and sisters, comes growth. For just as an eagle cannot rise to the heights and soar through the heavens while chained to a perch or clinging to an overly large prey that has been conquered, you also, my brothers and sisters, must realize that to which you cling so fervently. The value or lack of value in the physical object lies not in its existence, for that is part of the illusion, but rather in the use to which one puts it. If one uses a chair as a tool, a means of supporting one comfortably, while at rest or at work, then that chair acts in service and is used as a tool towards advancement. But, my brothers and sisters, that same chair used as a throne becomes a different matter altogether. In the first case, the chair releases. In the second, the chair, through your will, restrains. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, be not overly concerned with the quality or the quantity of possessions. Be concerned, rather, with the service accomplished through the use of those tools which have been given you.
Hatonn, I have a question. I feel that the increase of negative influence or path of service to self in the various media arenas, that is, movies, books, and music, is having a very, very subtle effect on people individually and as a whole. I am referring to a far more subliminal level or door that has been found and used by the Orion Confederation. Am I correct, and could you expand on this concern?
I am Hatonn. You are correct, my sister, in your assumption. As the time grows near in which each member of your race must decide his or her direction, a battle, a very subliminal battle, is being fought. The battle, however, is not a tug of war in which the negative and positive polarities seek to drag the individual to their own polarity. Rather, the struggle is within the seeker of the individual. He or she is torn between seeking for self and seeking for others. Just as we are capable of providing information, suggestion, and advice, so also are those which we term of negative polarity capable in their own manner of providing service. One must be careful to perceive them as a goodness in their own right and not an evil to be avoided. One such as this instrument would shrink from contact with that herb referred to as poison ivy, but would not regard it as an evil, rather as a goodness that must be avoided so that it might continue to perform its service without interference. In the examples provided, it is true that there are many subliminal suggestions, as you call them, towards polarization. But it is important to realize that those suggestions are towards polarization and not towards a single polarity. For just as many of those suggestions encourage one to gravitate towards a negative or self-serving polarity, there are also many suggestions to gravitate towards a positive or others-serving polarity. We of Hatonn know that if you seek, you shall find. This applies also to those areas of your concern. If we may be of further service on this subject, we would encourage you, our sister, to question us further. I am Hatonn. I am Hatonn. We understand your question. My sister, all reactions are acceptable. It is a misconception to regard any honest reaction as insufficient, in that these reactions, as you so accurately term them, are guideposts on your personal path, telling you your mileage, so to speak. My sister, each person who enters your life is your teacher. For a true teacher is one who stimulates or prompts her students to teach him herself. Therefore, we might suggest that you attempt to perceive this individual as one who, on a non-physical level, chose to enter your life at this time to assist you in your growth. The fact of his consciousness or lack of consciousness concerning his role in your life is not significant. What is significant, my sister, is your choice of words. You speak not of action freely undertaken, consciously chosen, but rather reaction, which seems to imply a non-conscious response to a stimulus. My sister, emotions are simply tools. Some serve to teach, others serve to warn and correct or advise. If you were to attempt to serve a meal, my sister, the preparation of that meal might entail the use of a pan known as a skillet. The skillet would serve to warm a certain type of food, but would you continue to cling to the skillet after it has served this purpose? Even to the point of retaining your hold on the skillet throughout the meal? My sister, your reactions serve a purpose of warning and preparing you. But if we were to advise you on this matter, we would say that you should consider releasing the skillet once it has served its purpose. Your actions are yours and can be consciously chosen. Your reactions are a conscious choice to place your actions before the whims and the will of another. We would ask you to consider this in dealing with the teachers who surround you, my sister. I am Hatonn. My sister, the mind is your tool. You may use it as you wish. If you wish to retain an image of the individual and create within your mind additions to the illusion before you, those things which are termed daydreams or suppositions, then you are protecting yourself from that which does not exist, even within your illusion. My sister, there is no wrong nor imbalance in perceiving a warning when dealing with individuals of questionable intent. It is our suggestion, however, that if you would seek a course of action, follow this one. Perceive the warning within your mind and heart, both the source of the warning and the individual against whom you are warned. As soon as possible, put both from your mind. Thank you. I am Hatonn. Although it is pleasant to listen through the ears of this instrument to the night creatures sing, we are aware that darkness is also a time for rest of many of those present. Therefore, at this time we bid you all good night, in the love and in the light of our Creator. Adieu, my friends. I am Hatonn.